Hello there people, my name's Amanamaz and I have just finished watching Reacher Season 2. I really enjoyed the first season of Reacher, so I was quite looking forward to this one. And this one almost feels like a small step down. I thought it was good, but not quite as good as the first season. Like this one felt more grand as the stakes were higher and Reacher had a bigger team with him. But I prefer the smaller story, and I would say the underdog story, but Reacher is just too OP. The guy is fucking huge and intelligent as fuck. There's literally no flaw with him. So I think that's just pretty cool. In fact, I've really enjoyed the OP main character movies or shows. Like John Wick is the main one. The film Nobody is just really good. And I think Reacher is just another one of these kind of characters and media that I've really come to enjoy. Alan Ritchson, I think, is great in the role. He plays this mysterious wanderer who is super serious really well. And I do find it funny when he says his only possession is his toothbrush. I'd say the weakest part of his character this season was the love interest, Carla Dixon. I didn't really think they had chemistry, and them hooking up really wasn't needed and it didn't add anything to it either. I thought her character was fine, but I thought she would have been more professional in this scenario, like she was in the army. Neely I thought was great. She was weird and quirky in her own way that actually works really well with Reacher. And her chemistry and banter with him worked the best out of all the other supporting characters. O'Donnell was a good character too. It was funny seeing his change as a person in the flashbacks to the present day. Like back then, he was a womanizer who didn't want to settle down, only to end up a happy family man with a wife and kids. He was also the funny one out of the group. Well, I wouldn't say he's like a comedian, but he has jokes here and there. Russo was an NYPD detective investigating everything going on, and I thought he was the second best character in the show. The constant tension between him and Reacher was great, with Reacher being suspicious of him being bought, and Russo thinking one of Reacher's old friends is behind it all. And I find it funny and borderline delusional that Russo said he would give Reacher an ass kicking. Like, don't get me wrong, I wouldn't mess with you, but you are so small compared to Reacher. It's like picking a fight with a mountain. The villain I'd say is the weakest character in the show, and I'd say by a considerable amount too. I can't remember his name, but he is played by the same guy who is Peacemaker's Nazi dad. He was one of those that commands everyone else what to do, and doesn't get his hands dirty himself as he's not exactly a physical guy. But I would really like someone who can at least get physically close to Reacher in a fight, to add something different to the end fight scene, instead of random goons being taken out. So I do hope that kind of happens in season 3. The action I thought was great. It's also very brutal, like you see bones being snapped. I was wincing once when Reacher snapped a guy's arm, and they didn't exactly shy away from it. And they don't exactly pull any punches either when we see Reacher torturing someone for information. Now thinking back, should I really be rooting for this guy? Oh well, it doesn't matter, it's a fun show. Overall, I think it's pretty good and definitely worth the watch. It's full of cliches, but if you don't really care about those things, I think you would enjoy it very much. People online call this show Dad TV, and you fully get why when you watch it. If you talk about this show with anyone's dad, you'll have a full-on conversation with them. So yeah, I do recommend it if you have the chance. It's on Amazon Prime, so it's not exactly difficult to find. If I had to give it a rating, it would be an 8 out of 10. It's not exactly House of the Dragon or Better Call Saul, but it's still pretty good nonetheless. Anyway, if you like my review, please leave a like and subscribe, that will greatly be appreciated. And I shall see you next time, and peace.